Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I have in it is Grids 2019, the reboot from the Grid from 10 years ago, probably more. So this game, it is developed by Codemasters, the same developers behind Dirt and the old Grids, and they are using either Ego Engine 4 or either Ego Engine 3. So for the resolution I'm using 720p and the graphical settings are in ultra low settings. You can't go below this. Aside from the resolution, if you want to play with aspect ratio of 4:3, you can actually play the game with 1024x768, but the minimum 60:9 resolution, it is actually 720p. And unfortunately, despite the game it is set to ultra low, the performance it is not quite there. I'm having less than 30 frames per second in this San Francisco track, which despite it is set to ultra low settings, the lighting quality and shadowing, it is not actually that bad. Yes, the reflections looked very poor because it updates not too often, and you can actually see a very weird car reflection, but aside from this and aside from the low resolution, the game actually looks pretty good. But like I was telling you, the performance, it's not really there. And despite this San Francisco track, despite it runs below 30 frames per second, it runs mostly between the 25 to 30 frames per second, which is, it could be acceptable for some players. For me, it isn't really that acceptable, but I do understand that some players can get along with these frame rates. Unfortunately, when you start to play in rain tracks or nighttime tracks or nighttime plus rain tracks, the performance really gets a very big drop down. And it is an example in Japan track, I guess, where the performance will stay pretty much around 20 frames per second, sometimes even less, rendering the game not completely unplayable, but not really fun, you know, to play this game like this. It's not fun at all, and that's the thing. Also, this game, it is only compatible with DirectX 12, so this might be hurting a little bit the performance, since this graphic card was never very well ready for DirectX 12 or Vulkan. So if this game had a DirectX 11 API support, probably it would run better. Not even to mention that games like F1 2018 or 2019 actually support checkerboarding and dynamic resolution, and this game, this is actually not supported. It is although available on the config files, but every time I made a change on the config file, I was unable to start the game. The game just started with the back screen, used my entire RAM from my PC, the 8 gigs of RAM, until it crashes. So I wasn't really able to get my configurations going. But what I'm expecting is, in the future, with, I don't know, with further updates, we might be able to tweak the game and actually use checkerboard rendering or use dynamic resolution, and we might be able to cap the game at 30 frames per second, who knows. But for now, in the current state that this game it is available, it is simply not playable, especially with these rain tracks and nighttime tracks. Playing at 20 frames per second a racing game, despite it is arcade or not, it is not fun. And this is all that I want to talk about for now. Grid 2019. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. Well, I bet you don't, because the video is just going to finish right now. Sorry. And I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye, guys.